Today's Advent calendar is another double shot. I missed recording yesterday's because I was busy chasing gremlins out of the lights in the tree. And you know what a pain those lights are. Anyway, I'm back at it with two tips today. One from the consumer side and one from the retailer side. If you've been shopping online this holiday season, have you been keeping an eye on your credit card statements to catch any suspicious activity? There have been a number of cases where cyber criminals inject malicious code into a website and take over the functionality of a site's checkout form. It's designed to steal credit card details and other personal information that are captured on the checkout pages of a shopping site. The challenge for consumers who are doing their holiday shopping online is that formjacking attacks like these are difficult to detect. Basically, how this attack works is when a website is compromised, you as a shopper visit the website and do your shopping, placing items in your cart, and then you check out, you enter your credit card information and click checkout, and as the information is processed, your purchase goes through as it should. When the website is compromised, when you click the checkout, the malicious code collects the information of your credit card and sends it to the criminal server, where it can then be used by the criminal or sold online on the dark web. But while this transfer is occurring, your purchase still goes through as if not to raise suspicion. As I said, it's hard to detect. All you can do is monitor your credit card statements. Another tip is not use debit cards for online transactions, as the banks won't protect you from fraud, whereas credit card companies and PayPal do. So now let's look at the business side of things. If you are a small business and you're doing e-commerce, there are a couple things you should be doing to minimize this form of attack. First off, try to use an e-commerce solution such as Shopify. I know there's some additional costs in using a service like that, but it gives you much better security. Remember, these large e-commerce providers have entire teams of cybersecurity professionals to ensure their platforms are secure from things like formjacking. If you aren't using an e-commerce provider, but instead using an e-commerce plugin on your website, make sure you have a web application firewall in place. A firewall will provide added protection against attacks on your website by giving you insight on the flows of the traffic to and from your site. Another way is to implement sub-resource integrity tags. And essentially what integrity tags do is they use encryption to ensure that files don't contain unexpected content that could indicate they've been manipulated by a malicious third party. And be sure to only use properly vetted third-party application developers, especially for payment processors. Make sure they can provide you with their security procedures and practices. That's the tips for today. I'll see you tomorrow for another tip as we get closer to the 24th.